Meet Groucho Marx.
Welcome to You Bet Your Life. Say the secret word and pick up an extra $100. Now, let's see. You're Jack Schwartz, and your name is Eden Rock? Is that right?
Ryle.
Eden Ryle?
Ryle.
Eden Ryle. Will you spell it for the audience?
R-Y-L.
That's simple enough. Huh?
Very simple name.
Your name is Jack Schwartz?
That's right.
Change it.
Fine.
You know what Schwartz means in German?
Black.
Means black. Well,
That's
you
right.
want to be known as Jack Black?
No.
Then you'd have to go to Vegas. You could turn it around and be Blackjack. Are you Mrs. Rill or Miss Rill? Or?
No, Eden Ryle is my maiden name, and I use that in business. I'm really Mrs. Aiken.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to hear that. Why don't you take two aspirins? Why are you Aiken?
Well, that's my husband's name.
You mean your husband is Aiken too? Huh? Must be a fine sight when both of them are home, both sitting there aching. How long have you been married?
15 years.
Well, you look pretty healthy for a woman who's aching. What kind of a racket are you in, Mrs. Ryle?
Well, I'm president of Eden Ryle Organization. We're sales consultants.
Oh, well, congratulations. I haven't met a president in years, huh? How'd you get to be president? Were you nominated in Chicago? Well, you say you're a consultant?
Yes.
Well, who do you consult with?
Well, we train salesmen in effective selling techniques.
You sell trains?
We train them, and then they make more money for their company because they know how to sell them more effectively.
Oh, well, they don't work for you, huh?
Oh, no, no.
Oh. Don't the salesmen resent being taught by one of the distaff side?
Oh, no, I should say not, because men, every man is taught by his mother, and then he goes to school, and he's taught mostly by women teachers, and then he gets married, and, well, men go all through life being guided by women, and...
Now you know what's wrong with the country. Well, Eden, what are some of the specific things you teach these suckers? I mean, salesmen.
One of the most effective techniques that we teach them is that the speech, because if a salesman mumbles, then he can't sell his product.
If he mumbles, he can't
sell his product.
Yes, but if the customer can hear what he's saying, he certainly won't sell it. You better teach him to mumble. How do you get a salesman to speak distinctly?
We have an exercise that the sentence that they say over and over again, high and low, fast and slow and loud and soft.
Is that what they say?
No, that isn't what they say, but that's the way they say it.
Well, what is the sentence that they say? And how long a sentence is this? About 10 years?
The sentence is, I don't know why I love you, but I do.
Oh, there's a song years ago, wasn't it? I don't know why I love you like I do. I don't know why I do. You look like a girl who once threw me out of her apartment years ago. There was nothing wrong. I was just in the wrong apartment. This could happen to anybody. You know? Now, where were we? You were just throwing me out of your apartment. You said...
well, we were talking about selling techniques.
Yes. You're very attractive, you know.
Thank you, Groucho.
How do you... is this the one thing that you have them do all the time? I don't know why I love you like I do?
Well, it's one of the important
Do they complete the songs? Or you can go crazy
no.
just hearing the first line all the time.
Well, it's enough for the exercise. It works for the exercise.
Well, why is this exercise any better than, let's say, Dogtown Strutter's Ball or some other song?
Well, we use the sentence so that they can get variety. For instance...
variety? You get that at the newsstand, right?
The highs and the lows. So take this sentence and say it high and low. So we say, I don't know why. And then
a man says this?
Yeah.
You mean he rings the front door of a house? And he says, I don't know why.
This is what he says in the
Well, then they send for the police, don't they? You must have a lot of customers in jail, huh? Don't you remember the old story of the fellow who had a sore throat. And he went to the doctor. This is years ago. His doctor he lived in one of those frame houses, you know, in a small town. And he rang the bell, and the wife of the doctor, very attractive, came to the door. And she says, "What do you want?" He says, "Is the doctor in?" She says, "No, come on in." Now that's what would happen to your salesman. Well, after they do the high pitch,
then they do the low, which is I love you like I do. And then we go fast and slow. I don't know why. I love you, but I do.
Kiss me, you fool. Say, will you come to my house some morning and do that?
Then we have it loud and soft. So it's...
Sotto voce?
I don't know why. I love you, but I do.
I can't stand this much. No, I'm only flesh and blood. More flesh and blood, I would assure you. Eden, you seem to be quite successful with this. Would you say the business world is as tough for women as it is for men?
Oh, it's tougher, Groucho.
It is?
Yes, men make it tougher because they have
because they're crazy about you girls, that's why.
No, they've built inferiority into women down through history.
Women have built in...
No, yes, men.
I knew most everything else was, but I didn't know they'd gotten around to that. I don't think women have it so tough. A very wise philosopher once said, behind every successful man, there stands a woman, and behind her stands his wife. Jack, I'm sorry I kept you standing there all the time, but Eden is a very attractive woman, you know. Don't you agree with that?
Yes, I do.
What sort of work do you do, Jack, or has some woman put you out of work?
No, I'm an insurance salesman.
Oh. Well, stop mumbling and tell me you love me. Are you a good one, Jack, or do you need a selling course from Eden?
No, I'm known as the greatest telephone salesman in the country.
Oh, well, how much are your telephones?
Oh, I don't sell telephones. I sell insurance. I use the telephone to make my contacts.
You're selling trains and you're selling telephones. This isn't just by chance Fenneman paired you with Eden as partners here, huh? Mm-hmm. Jack, I'm sorry. I just can't believe that every time you pick up a phone, you sell some insurance. People just aren't that gullible, are they?
Well, of course, I don't sell everybody I talk to, but if I make enough of these calls, I make at least 1 or 2 sales, and it averages out that every time I lift the receiver off the hook, I make myself about $5.60.
How many phone calls would you say you make in a day?
Oh, I've been known to make as many as 100 a day.
You'd never leave your office, huh?
No.
I'd like to see you in action. Fenneman, George, could you bring out the backstage phone and the L.A. directory? You're both experts on selling, and I've never sold a thing in my life. I couldn't sell an umbrella in a rainstorm. Even so, I'll bet I'm a better salesman than you are, Jack. I bet I can sell a stranger a 4-cent stamp for 25 cents. You want to bet?
Yes, I'll bet you.
How much you want to bet?
I'll bet you $1.
Now, it took you a long time to get it.
Well, it's not easy to build these.
When I called, you should jump.
I jumped, all right.
Yeah, you didn't bring the phone.
Well, there it is.
Eden, you open up this book any place at all.
All right.
And pick out a number that looks like it might be a private residence.
All right.
Then, Jack, you start calling it.
All right.
You call it NBC Life Insurance, huh? So we don't have any problem. And Eden, you pick out a number and dial it. I have no hand in this at all.
Oh, wait, a private residence.
Yeah, that's a manufacturing company.
That's right. Here we are. One. Here's one.
All right.
Right there. Right there. Right there.
Right there.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Pretty classy phone. I've never seen one like that.
Princess.
A new type?
It's Arthur Bender.
All right, tell us, Jack. Let's see how good.
All right.
Nobody there yet.
They haven't answered yet.
Sell it to them anyhow.
Well, you know, let's try somebody else.
What's the matter?
No,
Well, I just made myself $5.60. Even if they don't answer, I still make $5.60.
Out of my money, you haven't. I don't have a phone like that. Let's get the same numbers, huh?
Hello?
Hello, is this Mrs. Bender?
Yes.
Oh, Mrs. Bender, this is Mr. Jack Schwartz of the NBC Life Insurance Company. And the reason I was calling Mrs. Bender is my company has just designed a plan which will put you on our payroll. And I'd like to tell you something about it.
No, I'm not interested.
You're what, Mrs. Bender?
I am not interested.
Well, Mrs. Bender, is Mr. Bender home now?
No,
He's on a bender.
What time
I
would he
guess,
be
huh?
home?
He is not interested either.
Well,
We are
Mrs.
not interested in life insurance.
Well, Mrs. Bender, do you have anything at all that'll pay Mr. Bender if he meets with an accident or becomes sick?
Yes, we do.
You
He
do
doesn't
have.
get home
Well,
soon, he'll
Mrs.
meet with
Bender,
an
I'll tell you what I'd like to do. I'd like to have you talk with somebody who would like to visit with you just for a moment, if you can.
Hello?
Yes.
Is this Mrs. Bender?
Yes.
Well, this is Groucho Marx, and I'm calling from my show at NBC. I just made a bet with a couple of wise guys. I bet them I could sell you a 4-cent stamp for a quarter. How about it?
No.
Now, that's a very unfriendly attitude. Would you pay a quarter for a
I
4
don't
cent?
really believe in Groucho Marx.
Well, you don't believe it's Groucho Marx? Don't you recognize my voice?
What channel are you on? Let me check.
No, this is me, all right. Look. Suppose I sent you a check for $1,000. Would you believe it then?
I sure would. What do I have to do?
Well, now that we know you can be bribed, suppose I just sent you a check for $500. Is that your price?
For what?
Mrs. Bender, no comment. Would you settle for $100?
And what do I have to do?
You don't have to do anything. You just have to send me
Then why
20.
did you drop from 1,000 to 100?
Well, because I think $100 is a pretty fair price for a thing like this. After all, you're not involved. I'm not asking you to do any labor of any kind. You just give your address to George Penniman, and if you send me a quarter, I'll send you a 4-cent stamp and a check for $100 signed by Groucho Marx. Now, hang on now. I want you to talk to George Penniman. Do you believe it's me now?
It sure sounds like you.
Well, okay. Well, hold on. In case anybody else gets any ideas, this office is now closed. I could be broke in 5 minutes at this rate. Well, Jack, now you've seen a real salesman at work. You see, the secret in selling is you've got to give the customer something for his money. Isn't that true?
Yes, but you can't stay in business very long giving $100 away for a quarter.
It's not difficult. There's no trick to it. I gave away $100. Won't cost me anything. I'm deducting it from Penniman's salary. Well, it's been fun talking to you both, and my guess is the first thing in the morning, the bell system is going to be swamped with people wanting their phones jerked out. So let's see if you two can win some money legitimately. George, bring out the question. Step lively, George. You were very slow with the phone.
Well, this is easier.
Now, you understand the game,
Yes.
huh? What category did you choose?
Nicknames and sports.
Yes, famous
right?
names in sports.
Do you know any
Nicknames,
sports,
yeah.
Eden?
Very little, but he does.
No, do you know any sports, I mean?
Oh, yes, few.
That's an old joke. You know, the fella says to the girl, he says, do you like indoor sports? And she says, well, yes, if they go home early. These are the easiest. They get progressively hard.
Is this all right with you, Jack?
Do you mind if I lean on your padding?
No, just don't burn a hole in it, that's all. This is $200.
What, this is?
No, that is.
For $200, what all-time great baseball star was known as the Big Train?
A picture of the Washington team.
You can help me, Eden.
Picture of the Washington baseball, Johnson, Waller Johnson.
That's right.
And you now have...
I think he's probably the greatest pitcher ever lived. You know, he played his whole career with a team that was in last place. If he'd ever had a chance with the Yankees or the Chicago White Sox, it'd never equal his record. He was called the Big Train. You know why he was called it? Because the ball came so fast that the batter couldn't see it, that's all. And he never hit a batter in his life, never threw a beanball, which is more than I can say of the present pitchers in baseball. I don't want to mention any names, but you know who I mean. Now then, where were we? They have $200?
Shall we take
Go
another
ahead,
200?
Jack. What do you want?
Let's take another 200, yeah.
All right.
Try to get somebody who doesn't know this time.
No, no.
For $200, what college is nicknamed the Green Wave?
Good take it, Ken. It's the University of North Carolina. I think it's the University of North Carolina.
No, it's Tulane. I wouldn't know it because I'm not a football fan. I'm a baseball fan.
Well, you still have $200 and 2 more chances
I'd
to
be a
make a total
football
of
fan
5.
if I understood what was going on. I never know what they're doing now.
This is 300.
As soon as you spot one of the football players, they take him out and put in somebody else. Completely baffled sitting there, and it's freezing besides. For $300, what all-time great baseball star was known as Big Six? Why'd you pick this?
Why did I pick it?
Yeah, you knew she didn't know anything about baseball.
Big Six. It wasn't Pennock, was it? Kurt Pennock?
No, it was Christy Mathewson. Yeah, he was a war hero. You know, he was killed during the war. They have a stone at the Polo Grounds in New York to commemorate Christy Mathewson. I guess with the exception of Johnson, he was probably the greatest pitcher.
You have 200, and if you get this, you will have 500. Another $300.
If a pitcher hits a fella, and deliberately, like a lot of them do, they should give him a run. He should be allowed to go all the way around the bases. Then they'd stop hitting the batter. For $300, pole vaulters Bill Sefton and Earl Meadows had a joint nickname. What was it? Well, it was the Heavenly Twins.
The Heavenly Twins.
Yeah.
Well, shall I tell them or you want to tell them?
Tell them what?
That they're not coming back.
You're not coming back. Goodbye, honey.
Goodbye, Groucho.
Goodbye, honey. Oh, no.
Lloyd Keno. Folks, you men, please, and meet Groucho Marx.
Welcome, say the secret word, and divide an extra $100. Barbara Winklepleck and Lloyd Keno. Now then, are you really Barbara Winklepleck?
Yes, Groucho,
Is there really a Barbara Winklepleck?
I am she, Barbara Chichester Winklepleck.
Isn't Barbara Winklepleck bad enough without adding Chichester? Why do you throw that in?
It isn't so bad. Well, that was my maiden name, Groucho, and I have it on all of my legal papers and passports.
Your maiden name was Chichester,
Yes.
and you got married, and now it's Winklepleck?
Yes, sir.
You certainly got the dirty end of that deal.
I don't think so.
You're Lloyd Keno, huh? How do you pronounce it?
Oh, just like the game.
What game? Winklepleck?
Keno.
Keno, huh? And you spell it K-I-N-O, huh?
Right.
Why don't you call it Kino? Because Keno is K-E-N-O, isn't it?
Kino.
Kino.
Yes.
Think about it.
Well,
Why don't you call yourself Winklepleck? I'd like to get better acquainted with you two, but as you heard, we just have time enough to play the quiz and give you a chance to win some money. So, George, if you have the questions ready, bring them in. Mr. Fenneman? Say something in real Japanese thing. Mr. Fenneman, I want you to meet Lloyd Keno.
How do you do, Keno?
Mr. Fenneman-san.
You bet.
Now, what is the category that they have taken a chance on?
You selected spelling, didn't you?
Right. Let's see.
Do you know how to play the game?
Yes, sir.
So, shall I?
Go ahead.
Start with 200.
I'll give it to you.
For $200, spell the word indefatigable, meaning tireless. Indefatigable.
I-N-D-E-F-A-T-I-G-A-B-L-E. I-N-D-E-F-A-T-I-G-A-B-L-E.
That's good.
And you have $200.
Okay.
Another $200 one.
Spell the word pachyderm, meaning a thick-skinned animal, such as an elephant.
P-A-C-H-Y-D-E-R-M.
You said it, kid.
You now have $400 and 2 more chances to make a total of 5.
You do fine.
Okay, we'll get this and then...
You're going to play it
Safe.
Safe, all right?
We're scotching me, you know?
Spell the word spinet, meaning a small piano, or a piano. And a piano. Spinet.
S-P-I-N-E-T.
Right.
And you have $500 and 1 more chance. Another 200.
Spell the word commissary, meaning a store or restaurant or a place where civilians can come in and get stuff cheap even though they're not related to the captain.
C-O-M-M-I-S-A-R-Y. 2 S's. We didn't talk about it. Oh.
Yeah, 2 S's,
We should
2
have
M's.
talked about it.
Well, I'm sorry, but how much do they win?
Well, they got $500.
Well, that means you get a chance later at the big money. So, congratulations. Arrivederci.
Ah, sayonara.
Oh, sayonara. Here's the big question, George. Who's going to try for the big money?
Barbara Winklepleck and Lloyd Keno.
What's your language?
$500, and here they are again.
Well, how do you do there? You understand the game?
Yes, sir.
Now, you pick a number from 1 to 10 for $10,000.
Number 7.
Number 7, you pick a number for $5,000.
Number 6.
If neither of these numbers comes up and you get the answer right, you go for a total of $2,000, right? Legend tells us that Arabian Nights are tales told... Oh, give it a time. I'm so eager for them to win. You know, if this wheel wasn't fixed, they'd have won it then. I'm sorry, you had 6 and 7, it landed on 5, so we're going for a total of 2,000. Ready? Legend tells us that the Arabian Nights are tales told by a sultan's wife in order to postpone her own execution. For a total of $2,000, who is the famous woman who supposedly tells the tales from the Arabian Nights? Talk it over. What's the answer?
We can't
Can you
think
think of anything?
Well, say it out loud.
Scheherazade.
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 Very famous. I'm sorry you didn't win more, but how much did you win?
500.
$500. Well, that's not too bad, huh?
That's not bad. Thank you very much.
Better luck next time.
Thank you very much, Groucho.
Congratulations.
To meet Groucho Marx.
Welcome to You Bet Your Life. Say the secret word and pick up an extra $100. Now, let's see. You're Jack Schwartz, and your name is Eden Rock? Is that right?
Ryle.
Eden Ryle?
Ryle.
Eden Ryle. Will you spell it for the audience?
R-Y-L.
That's simple enough. Huh?
Very simple name.
Your name is Jack Schwartz?
That's right.
Change it.
Fine.
You know what Schwartz means in German?
Black.
Means black. Well, you want to be known as Jack Black? Then you'd have to go to Vegas. You could turn it around and be Blackjack. Are you Mrs. Rill or Miss Rill? Or?
No, Eden Ryle is my maiden name, and I use that in business. I'm really Mrs. Aiken.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to hear that. Why don't you take 2 aspirins? Why are you Aiken?
Well, that's my husband's name.
You mean your husband is Aiken, too? Huh? Must be a fine sight if both of them are at home, both sitting there aching. How long have you been married?
15 years.
Well, you look pretty healthy for a woman who's aching. What kind of a racket are you in, Mrs. Ryle?
Well, I'm president of Eden Ryle Organization. We're sales consultants.
Oh, well, congratulations. I haven't met a president in years, huh? How'd you get to be president? Were you nominated in Chicago? Well, you say you're a consultant?
Yes.
Well, who do you consult with?
Well, we train salesmen in effective selling techniques.
You sell trains?
We train them, and then they make more money for their company because they know how to sell them more effectively.
Oh, well, they don't work for you, huh?
Oh, no, no.
Oh. Don't the salesmen resent being taught by one of the distaff side?
Oh, no, I should say not, because men, every man is taught by his mother, and then he goes to school, and he's taught mostly by women teachers, and then he gets married, and, well, men go all through life being guided by women, and...
That's...